Thank you for joining us for a special KBRF Radio Sports video presentation. Today's game has been proudly brought to you by Quality Toyota and your Quality Toyota player of the game. Nelson Auto Center and your Nelson starting lineups. Park Region Telephone and your Park Region scoreboard. Lake Region Healthcare and your Lake Region Healthcare timeout. The Minnesota Motor Company and your Minnesota Motor Company halftime show. Midwest Printing, Running Stitches, and FM Bank. Now, let's head out for the pregame.
Okay. All right, welcome everyone. We're live here from the Hillcrest Lutheran Academy Activity Center, where tonight we have Little 8 High School volleyball for you right here on KJ Country. Also streaming live on the Fergus Now app and on KBRF Radio YouTube station. Jason Retzloff with you here tonight on the broadcast. Dave Bishop also taking care of the engineering duties with the live stream. And happy to be with you here for this Little 8 Conference volleyball matchup. Should be a good one tonight. Two Little 8 Conference rivals with Hillcrest hosting Underwood. And the Comets, they come into this matchup 1-0 on the season, opening up with a win on Tuesday at home against Park Christian. Underwood 0-2 on the year, and they most recently lost on Tuesday against Battle Lake. And we'll talk a little bit more about the previous game that these two teams have in the outlook coming in just a moment. So we'll take a quick break here on our pregame show. It's Underwood at Hillcrest in high school volleyball, and looking forward to this matchup. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more on the pregame right after this.
What's your number?
I drove 113 miles.
And I drove 124 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lake Region Healthcare is proud to be trusted and recommended by parents and coaches, athletes, and families. Keeping healthcare close to home for local athletes and all their fans. Find us online at lrhc.org.
We asked customers, why do you choose Minnesota Motor Company? And they said their customer care goes beyond the sale.
We understand that you trust us to get you into a safe and reliable vehicle. And we also understand that our responsibility doesn't end after the sale.
We know things happen, transmission issues, flat tires, lights coming up on the dash. We'll make sure that you're taken care of and back on the road and back to creating memories.
Thank you for choosing Minnesota Motor Company.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls and Grand Forks is your shopping stop for America's three favorite truck brands, Ford, Ram, and GMC. Whether you're towing, hauling, or just enjoying the open road, we have a truck for you. Half, 3/4, and 1 ton. There's a truck for every job. Stop and visit or shop any of our stores at NelsonAutoCenter.com. Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls and Grand Forks.
And we are back here at Hillcrest for high school volleyball tonight here on KJ Country. And it's Hillcrest versus Underwood. And the Comets, they come into this game and into this season very optimistic with the players returning and the team they put together. They had a very nice win in their opener on Tuesday against a good Park Christian team. That was right here in Fergus Falls at the Hillcrest Lutheran Academy Activity Center. And the Comets were able to sweep Park Christian 3-0 in that one. They won the first set 25-18. They trailed in the second set 15-8, battled back, tied it at 19, and ended up winning that second set at 25-22, and then finished it off with a 25-17 third set win, coming up with a win in their first match of the year. Some of the notable stats from that one: senior Ella Knutson had 18 digs, 7 kills, and an ace. Sophomore Elsa Retzloff with 10 kills, 11 digs, and an ace. Senior Kenzie Miller, 6 kills, 6 blocks, a pair of aces and digs. 8th grader Elin Retzloff had 7 kills, 5 blocks in that one. Sophomore Stella Moline with 17 set assists, along with Brooke Swedberg, 15 set assists, as Stella and Brooke are taking care of the duties setting the ball for Hillcrest this season in the absence of Ruby Peterson, who graduated after a stellar career over the last number of years. So the Comets are 1-0 on the year. Underwood comes into this one with an 0-2 record. They opened their season last week at Breckenridge with a 3-0 loss to the Cowgirls. Then on Tuesday at home fell to Battle Lake in a competitive matchup. They lost the first set 25-22. The second set went a little longer, 27-25. In the third set, 25-21. So a straight set loss, but very, very competitive matchup for Underwood with Battle Lake on Tuesday. Maggie Hoekstra, she was 11 for 12 serving for Underwood on Tuesday night. She had 10 digs, 13 set assists. Emma Dirkman was a perfect 14 for 14 serving with 7 digs. Sia Olsen had 23 digs, going along being 8 for 9 on serves. Aubrey Borgos had 9 kills. Hannah Hexum was 10 for 10 from the service line with 9 kills and 8 digs, and Lauren Hexum was 10 for 10 on serves, 9 kills and 6 digs. Of course, Underwood graduated a lot of talent last year, including Callan Grove, who's moved on playing college volleyball in Jamestown. Millie Alberg, Esme Larson, Addison Lanou, Lily Borgos all graduated. So Rockets still trying to figure out what their identity is and gain some of that experience. And I know Carly Jensen, head coach, excited about the prospects as they build throughout the season. So we'll take another break, and when we return, we'll have our Nelson Auto Center starting lineups here from Hillcrest. It's Hillcrest against Underwood in high school volleyball. Back with our Nelson Auto Center starting lineups after this.
What's your number?
I drove 113 miles.
And I drove 120.
What's your number?
I drove 113 miles.
And I drove 124 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lake Region Healthcare is proud to be trusted and recommended by parents and coaches, athletes, and families. Keeping healthcare close to home for local athletes and all their fans. Find us online at lrhc.org.
We asked customers, why do you choose Minnesota Motor Company? And they said their customer care goes beyond the sale.
We understand that you trust us to get you into a safe and reliable vehicle. And we also understand that our responsibility doesn't end after the sale.
We know things happen, transmission issues, flat tires, lights coming up on the dash. We'll make sure that you're taken care of and back on the road and back to creating memories.
Thank you for choosing Minnesota Motor Company.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls and Grand Forks is your shopping stop for America's 3 favorite truck brands, Ford, Ram, and GMC. Whether you're towing, hauling, or just enjoying the open road, we have a truck for you. Half, 3/4, and 1 ton, there's a truck for every job. Stop and visit or shop any of our stores at NelsonAutoCenter.com. Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls and Grand Forks.
And we're back here at Hillcrest. Hillcrest versus Underwood in volleyball tonight. And it's time to introduce our starting lineups, brought to you by Nelson Auto Center on Highway 210 West in Fergus Falls. And we'll start out with the visiting Underwood Rockets. Head coach is Carly Jensen. And the starters for the Rockets, 5'5" junior, number 1, right side hitter Lauren Hexum. A 5'8" junior, middle hitter, number 2, Brooke Lanou. Number 3, Aubrey Borgo. She's a 5'7" sophomore outside hitter. Number 4, middle hitter, 5'9" senior, Emma Dirkman. 5'6" sophomore setter, number 8, Jada Kane. and 5'8" junior outside hitter number 9, Hannah Hexum. And the libero for the Rockets is 5'5" junior number 7, Sia Olson. Carly Jensen in her first year as the head coach of the Underwood Rockets. For the Hillcrest Comets, the home team tonight, they will go with Ella Knutson, number 3, 5'10" senior outside in middle hitter. Then outside hitter, 5'9" sophomore, number 4, Elsa Retzloff. A 5'6" sophomore setter, number 7, Stella Moline. 5'11" sophomore middle hitter, number 14, Avea Stender. 5'8" senior right side hitter, number 17, Justine Heikus. And 6'2" senior middle hitter, number 18, Kenzie Miller. And then Chloe Walkup, number 12, 5'6" senior, is the libero for the Comets. Debbie Foss, head coach of this Hillcrest Comets team. That is our starting lineups, brought to you by Nelson Auto Center on Highway 210 West in Fergus Falls. Another break here on our pregame show, and we'll come back with more as we're closing in on this one, getting going. Hillcrest and Underwood in Little League Conference volleyball. Back with more after this.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls and Grand Forks is your shopping stop for America's 3 favorite truck brands, Ford, Ram, and GMC. Whether you're towing, hauling, or just enjoying the open road, we have a truck for you. Half, 3/4, and 1 ton. There's a truck for every job. Stop and visit or shop any of our stores at NelsonAutoCenter.com. Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls and Grand Forks.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lake Region Healthcare is proud to be trusted and recommended by parents and coaches, athletes, and families. Keeping healthcare close to home for local athletes and all their fans. Find us online at lrhc.org.
Midwest Printing in Fergus Falls is proud to support our local high school sports teams. From big business projects or even just a few flyers, they've got you covered with quality printing and personal service. Call Midwest Printing in Fergus Falls.
What's your number?
I drove 60 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota. I drove 45 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Where to eat, the ultimate culinary adventure, from signature dishes to chef recommendations.
As your food review professionals, you can find us at KBRFradio.com, the Fergus Now app, and on YouTube.
Tune in every first Friday of the month for new episodes.
Check us out, and we'll show you where to eat.
We asked customers, why do you choose Minnesota Motor Company? And they said their customer care goes beyond the sale.
We understand that you trust us to get you into a safe and reliable vehicle. And we also understand that our responsibility doesn't end after the sale.
We know things happen. Transmission issues, flat tires, lights coming up on the dash. We'll make sure that you're taken care of and back on the road and back to creating memories.
Thank you for choosing Minnesota Motor Company.
And we're back here at Hillcrest, closing in on the national anthem and starting lineups here. It's Hillcrest hosting Underwood in volleyball. Just taking a look at the schedule here, what we have coming up for Underwood. The Rockets will play next on Tuesday at Clinton Gracefield Beardsley. And also next week, the Rockets will be at Ashby, and we're going to have coverage of that on our Layton stations, and it'll be streaming on the KBRF Radio YouTube and the Fergus Now app. So the Rockets in action next week, Tuesday at CGB, and then Thursday at Ashby. We'll have coverage of that on the radio. That'll be on Real Rock Z103 along with streaming live. And then Hillcrest coming up. They have an invite in Pelican Rapids on Saturday, so the Comets with a busy schedule here in action on Saturday. And then they will be on Tuesday hosting Battle Lake. And we'll have coverage of that with radio coverage and streaming coverage on Real Rock Z103 as well. I'll be here for that one on Tuesday night, Battle Lake at Hillcrest. All right, so the teams here are getting lined up, and they're going to have the prayer national anthem and starting lineup. So we will take a break here. Before we do, one of our sponsors for this broadcast is Running Stitches. Running Stitches, the local choice for embroidery and screen printing in Fergus Falls. That's Running Stitches Embroidery. Thanks to all of our sponsors for the broadcast on the radio and the live stream here tonight. Well, everyone getting up, ready for the national anthem. So we'll take a break as well, and when we come back, we're going to have action here with Underwood at Hillcrest in high school volleyball. Looking forward to a good matchup here tonight. So we'll take a break, and we'll be back with more in a couple minutes.
We asked customers, why do you choose Minnesota Motor Company? And they said, it's a straightforward buying process. No games or gimmicks.
We get it. You can buy a vehicle anywhere. We pride ourselves on being upfront and honest with our customers. No games, no gimmicks.
We encourage customers to come in and talk with us about their needs and their budget. We'll work hard to get you the best deal.
Thank you for choosing Minnesota Motor Company.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Lake Region Healthcare is proud to be trusted and recommended by parents and coaches, athletes, and families. Keeping healthcare close to home for local athletes and all their fans. Find us online at lrhc.org.
What's your number?
We've driven 57 miles 6 times for a great deal at Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls and Grand Forks is your shopping stop for America's 3 favorite truck brands, Ford, Ram, and GMC. Whether you're towing, hauling, or just enjoying the open road, we have a truck for you. Half, 3/4, and 1 ton. There's a truck for every job. Stop and visit or shop any of our stores at NelsonAutoCenter.com. Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls and Grand Forks.
We asked customers, why do you choose Minnesota Motor Company? And they said, it's a straightforward buying process. No games or gimmicks.
We get it. You can buy a vehicle anywhere. We pride ourselves on being upfront and honest with our customers. No games, no gimmicks.
We encourage customers to come in and talk with us about their needs and their budget. We'll work hard to get you the best deal.
Thank you for choosing Minnesota Motor Company.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
And welcome back to Hillcrest Lutheran Academy. And outstanding rendition of the national anthem just took place, and they're going through the lineups here in the introductions, and we'll get started here in just a moment. The Hillcrest Comets, the home team tonight, as we mentioned, 1-0 on the year. Defeated Park Christian on Tuesday in their opener in straight sets, 25-18, 25-22. That one they trailed 15-8, came back, tied it at 19, and ended up winning that second set 25-22, catapulting them to that third set 25-17 win. So a good win against a quality opponent on Hillcrest's opening night on Tuesday. Underwood Rockets are 0-2, lost 3-0 to Breckenridge on the road last week. Then on Tuesday at home against Battle Lake, lost in straight sets, but a very competitive matchup. They fell in the first set 25-22 and fell in the second set 27-25, and in the third set 25-21. So Rockets looking for their first win, and the Comets trying to get 2 in a row to start off the season. So we'll take one final break, and we'll be back with this matchup, Hillcrest and Underwood, in just a moment.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls and Grand Forks is your shopping stop for America's 3 favorite truck brands, Ford, Ram, and GMC. Whether you're towing, hauling, or just enjoying the open road, we have a truck for you. Half, 3/4, and 1 ton, there's a truck for every job. Stop and visit or shop any of our stores at NelsonAutoCenter.com. Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls and Grand Forks.
And back here at Hillcrest, we just finish up Hillcrest and their starting lineups as it's Hillcrest versus Underwood here right on KJ Country 96.5 and also streaming live on the KBRF radio YouTube station and on the Fergus Now app. We're going to have some Hillcrest football coming up tomorrow night. I'm going to be in Rosse right here on KJ Country. It'll be Hillcrest at Rosse in high school football, and that'll be a 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. Also, the Fergus Falls Otters are in action, and then over on channel 977 FM, Mark Johnson will have the call. Fergus Falls at Detroit Lake, 6:45 pregame and 7 o'clock kickoff with the Otters at the Lakers tomorrow. Then we'll have Spartan football on Saturday with Minnesota West coming to town, the Spartans opener. And that'll be on channel 977, and that'll be a 1:30 kickoff from the M-State field. All right, the teams are out on the court. The Comets in red uniforms, black shorts, and the Rockets in white uniforms with black shorts tonight. As it looks like the Rockets will start off serving, and it will be Jada Kane on the service line for Underwood. All right, nice crowd on hand here, serving some burgers and meals up there, and a good contingent from Underwood as well, so the players getting to play in front of a good crowd. The serve comes across, Moline sets, here comes Elsa Retzlaff, and the kill attempt is wide on the near side and out, and Underwood gets the first point of the game. 1-0 here on our Park Region scoreboard in this first set. And Kane again on the service line. Back, Retzlaff taps it, but it goes back. A little bit of indecision there by Elsa, and it goes out, and it's 2-0. Kind of a serve there that probably might have gone out, might not, and might have stayed in and might have gone out, and the indecision maybe caused the mistake there. There's the serve. Moline sets. Miller comes. It's blocked. It's recovered by Underwood. Taps it over near side. Moline controls it. And now goes across. Good dig there on the backside by Emma Dirkman. Now the kill for Underwood is good. And I think that was Lauren Hexum on the kill for the Rockets. And a good start for Underwood. 3-0 to start things off. And Jada Kane doing a nice job starting off serving for Underwood. And they go back row. Moline sets. Miller has to just get it over. And now it's going to be a point for the Rockets. It's like a double hit or lift there on Hillcrest, and it's 4-0. Underwood with the early start here. There's the serve by Kane. Across it goes. Controlled by Heikus. Moline to Retzlaff. Elsa. It's deflected, blocked, and goes down to the floor. And the first point of the night for Hillcrest. Elsa Retzlaff with the kill. Moline with the set assist, and it's 4-1. And Elsa Retzlaff serving. She approaches. It's controlled by Dirkman across. Now the set. Back to Hillcrest side. Here's Moline. Over it goes, and the kill attempt by Ella Knutson goes long. And it's a point Underwood. 5-1. Rockets with the early lead here on our Park Region scoreboard. Now at the service line is Sia Olson, the libero for Underwood. And Olson serves it across. Chloe Walkup controls it. Here's Miller on the kill block, deflected up in the air. Retzlaff now gets it back, and Miller gets it to the back row. Dirkman puts it up in the air. Rockets scrambling a bit. They do get it back over. Knutson, now Moline, sets it up. Across it goes. Hikus, now Underwood to the back row. Deflected off of walk-up, and the Comets won't catch up to that. And it's 6-1. Rockets off to a roaring start here at the beginning of this one. And Sia Olsen on the serve again for Underwood. Across it goes Elsa Retzloff and Moline. Now the Comets scrambling. Retzloff gets it over. And there's the set. Here it comes. Tapping it over. Good deflection and block there by Kenzie Miller. And that'll be a point for Hillcrest. 6-2 now. Rockets with the lead. And here's the serve by Miller. Cross to Dirkman. And they set it up. Here comes now the kill attempt into the net by Lauren Hexum. Mistimed the jump, and it comes in short. Point for Hillcrest. 6-3, Underwood leads it here in this first set. And Kenzie Miller serving for Hillcrest. Goes across, controlled by Kane. Now back to the Comet side. Hikus, Moline, setting up Knutson, and off the back row it goes off of Dirkman's hands and out. So the Comets with 3 points in a row to make it 6-4 Underwood in this first set. And Kenzie Miller serving again for Hillcrest. Goes to the back, but it's well deep, and that'll be a point for Underwood to make it 7-4. Lauren Hexum, 5'5" junior, now serving. Lefty server, and that one's a little bit short into the net. So a couple of service errors for both teams. It's 7-5. Underwood with the early lead. Elin Retzloff, 8th grader, is in. Stella Moline comes out. Also in for Hillcrest is setter Brooke Swedberg. And out is Justine Hikus. And serving is Brooke Swedberg for Hillcrest. Brooke gets it across. Hexum controls it. To the middle, it's Kane. Across, going for the kill, but it's well long off the hands of Hannah Hexum. And that'll be a point for Hillcrest. So the Comets, after trailing 6-1, have scored 5 of the next 6 points to get within 1. And Swedberg on the service line for Hillcrest. Good serve, controlled nicely by Underwood. The set, Dirkman taps it over, and a nice one by Emma Dirkman. Found the sweet spot on the near side, inside the line. And the Rockets with the point. 8-6, Underwood with the early lead. And now some substitutions. Maggie Hoekstra is in the game, and the serve goes to walk up. Now across, Swedberg gets it across. It'll be double hit there on Hillcrest. So a couple in a row here now for Underwood, making it 9-6. And Maggie Hoekstra back to the service line. And the serve goes across, lobs it over. Ella Knutson controls. Swedberg over to Elin Retzloff, and Elin with the kill on the near side. Good job by Swedberg to set her up. But a powerful finish there by Retzloff, and it's 9-7. Underwood's lead is 2. Ella Knutson now serving for Hillcrest. Cross it goes. Here comes Underwood on the attack. It's Dirkman. Walk up, contains it. Now Retzloff on the attack near side, controlled by the Rockets. Kane gets it over. Hexum. Swedberg, Stender, deflected by Haugen, who had just checked in. Rockets get it back over to Hillcrest. Now Swedberg on the set. Stender taps it over. Good dig there by the Rockets. Now it's Hannah Hexum blocked. Back to Hexum. Retzloff, that's Elin, taps it over. Elin again, slams that one. Nope, she got the net. And it will be a point for Underwood. So kind of went back and forth there on the far side of the net. And it was laid out there pretty good, and Elin went for the kill and caught the net, and it's a point for Underwood at 10-7. Served by Hexum. That's Hannah Hexum. Now Knutson, Elsa Retzloff gets it across, deflected, controlled though. And up Dirkman, and that timing wasn't there for the Rockets. They got a little too close to the net on that set, and it'll be a point for Hillcrest at 10-8. That'll bring up Chloe Walk up to the service line. Kenzie Miller's back in. Avea Stender comes out for Hillcrest. And Walk up serve, dug out by Hexum. And Dirkman does able to get it over. There's Swedberg setting up. Miller, her kill attempt is deep though, and it's a point for Underwood. 11-8 is the score on our Park Region scoreboard. And Emma Dirkman now serving for Underwood. Dirkman across it goes. Elsa Retzloff. Now Swedberg setting up Miller and is able to get it over just enough. There's where that size 6'2" Kenzie Miller able to get it over the net on the Rocket side, and Hillcrest with the point. It's 11-9 now. Heikus back in for Hillcrest. Moline is back in. Elin Retzloff is out, and Brooke Swedberg is out. The setters for Hillcrest are Brooke Swedberg and Stella Moline, so when one comes in, the other's going to come out, typically in their rotation. Rockets got to get it over here now after the serve. Knutson controls on the Hillcrest side. Moline, Retzloff, Elsa with the kill deflected. Rockets able to keep it alive. Dirkman gets it over. Miller back to Moline. Now to Elsa Retzloff. Deflected at the net. Underwood comes with it. Here's Borgos across to Knutson. Now Moline. Here come the Comets. Heikus. Rockets get it back over, but it's wide on the near side. And Hillcrest gets the point. They're back within one, 11-10 here in this opening set in this Little League Conference volleyball matchup. And Stella Moline on the serve. Goes back, and the attempt control by Underwood goes right into the net and unable to get the point back in play. And now we have our first tie of this first set, 11-11. So the Comets trailed 6-1. They now have tied it back up. Good serve by Moline. Rockets scrambling to recover. It's Haugens able to get it over. To walk up now. Hillcrest on the attack. Miller slams it, but a good dig there by Emma Dirkman. Now the Rockets get it across with the libero Olsen. Knutson for Hillcrest. Miller. That one slammed home, and the Rockets couldn't get to that one as Kenzie Miller hammers that one down. And Hillcrest has their first lead here in the first set, 12-11. The Comets are up. Stella Moline doing a nice job on the service line for Hillcrest. This will be her fourth consecutive serve. Across it goes, controlled by Borgos. Back to Borgos now, deflected at the net, tipped up by Walkup. Now it goes off the ceiling, but the Comets do get it back over. Borgos, and here comes the attack on the near side, and a good finish there by Hexum, deflected off the hands of Moline, and Underwood ties it back up. Nice setup there by the Rockets, and Lauren Hexum finished it off. Substitutions here. Jada Kane is back in for Underwood. Haugen comes out. And Kane with the serve. Back to walk up. Moline comes over. Heikus deflected by the Rockets, but they keep it in play. Now Hexum gets it over. That was Lauren Hexum. There's the attack with Heikus, but her attempt is short and into the net. And Underwood will regain the lead. 13-12 in this first set. Rockets trying to get their first win on the board of the season. Hillcrest won their opener on Tuesday against Park Christian. Serve goes back to Knutson. Now Moline Retzloff on the kill, and it's deflected backwards. Kane diving and unable to get it was Hexum, and point for the Comets. We're all tied up at 13. And that'll bring Elsa Retzloff to the service line for Hillcrest. And Elsa approaching, leaping on the serve. It goes across Borgos. Come back now. Lauren Hexum deflected at the net. Back row walk up. Moline's got to scramble to get it. Now Retzloff sends it over. Deflected up high off the ceiling. Rockets do a nice job of controlling, and they get it over. Retzloff to Moline. Now Miller taps it over. Diving for it, unable to get it, and the Comets get the lead back. That was an entertaining point from both sides. Rockets did a nice job containing after it went off the ceiling, and Hillcrest recovered well and set up Miller nicely. And it's 14-13 Hillcrest. Retzloff with the serve back to Borgos. Now Kane setting up Hexum, blocked by Miller at the front. Now the Rockets trying to get it back, blocked by Miller again. And it comes over. There's Moline. Now walk up. Across it goes. Knutson getting it over, and it's just a little bit deep near the far corner. And we're tied up again at 14 as the Rockets get the point. Hannah Hexum back in for the Rockets as Aubrey Borgos comes out. And libero Sia Olsen serving for Underwood. Goes to the back row, to walk up. Now Moline hustles in. Scrambling over. Knutson with a nice running kill. Not one of the traditional leap high in the air and slam it down, but really nice placement there by Ella Knutson. And the Comets back up on top 15-14 on the Park Region scoreboard. Kenzie Miller serving for Hillcrest. Goes to the back row for Hannah Hexum. Now Hexum taps it over. Knutson, good dig. Now in the middle. It goes to Olsen across. Hexum, and nice kill there by Lauren Hexum. Miller went to the floor to try to get it. And perfect placement and power there by Lauren Hexum to give Underwood the point. We're all knotted up again at 15 here in this opening set. Lauren Hexum with the serve. To the back row goes to Ella Knutson. Moline setting up. Stender deflected at the net, into play, and it's a point for Underwood. Great job there defending the net by the Rockets. And it's now 16-15, and it looks like we have a issue here with the scoreboard. They got it back quickly. So 16-15, Underwood with the lead. Lauren Hexum serving, the lefty, back row to walk up. It goes to Moline. Here comes Knutson, taps it over, but too deep again. And another point for Underwood. So 3 in a row now for the Rockets, and they have a 2-point lead, 17-15. And Lauren Hexum with the serve, goes across to walk up. Now Moline setting up Hikas, but the timing wasn't there, and Hikas couldn't get to it. Kind of ran up against the net and fell to the floor on the Hillcrest side, and the Rockets open up a 3-point lead, 18-15. Hexum serves back to Knutson. Here's Moline. Knutson coming in, slams at it, and it's deflected and comes down on the Rockets side. Point Hillcrest, 18-16. Ella is effective kind of with a running start at some of her attacks as Hillcrest makes some substitutions. Moline and Hikas are out. Brooke Swedberg is in. Elin Retzloff is in. And Swedberg will serve for Hillcrest. Comets trail Underwood 16-18 in the opening set. Serve is deep and goes out of play, and it's now 19-16 as the Rockets will make some substitutions. Maggie Hoekstra is in, and Mackenzie Haugen is in as Kane and Brooke Lanou come out. And the serve by Hoekstra goes to the back row to walk up. Here's Swedberg trying to set up Elin Retzloff. Blocked at the net. Rockets control it. Olsen setting up. Deflected at the net again. Swedberg comes in. Here's Elsa Retzloff. Across it goes. Good dig out there by Hoekstra. Here come the Rockets. Over it goes. Elsa Retzloff for Hillcrest. Across now Elin Retzloff. Blocked at the net, and here come the Rockets on the attack. Far side attempt, and it is deflected by the Comets and out. And it is a point for the Rockets. And good execution there by Underwood on that far side attempt. 20-16, Rockets by 4. And here's the serve by Hoekstra. Back row to Knutson. Now Swedberg. Here comes Stender on the attack. And it's going to be a point for Underwood as Stender was in the net on that kill attempt. And Debbie Foss is going to call a timeout. 21-16. The Rockets have scored 7 of the last 8 here in this first set. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more Little 8 volleyball right after this.
We asked customers, why do you choose Minnesota Motor Company? And they said, it's a straightforward buying process. No games or gimmicks.
We get it. You can buy a vehicle anywhere. We pride ourselves on being upfront and honest with our customers. No games, no gimmicks.
We encourage customers to come in and talk with us about their needs and their budget. We'll work hard to get you the best deal.
Thank you for choosing Minnesota Motor Company.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
And we're back here the first set, 21-16. Underwood leading Hillcrest in this opening set. Hillcrest, after being down 6-1, came back. They took the lead. They led 15-14, but the Rockets have got 6 of the last 7 here to take a 5-point lead. Here comes Hillcrest now. Coming in now, it's the Rockets trying to recover. Hexum gets it over to the Comet side. Here's Swedberg over to Stender, taps it underneath, and unable to control it. On that front row was Hannah Hexum point for Hillcrest, 21-17. And Ella Knutson now serving for the Comets. Here comes Ella Knutson, gets it over to the middle. Hexum comes in and digs it out. Far side, Haugen goes over, walk up. Now for the Comets, Elin Retzloff sends it over. Good dig there by Sia Olsen. Near side, send it over. Knutson keeps it in play. Retzloff on the kill into the net. Point Underwood, and it's 22-17. A 5-point Rocket lead. And Elsa lost her shoe on that one. That's when you know you tried to hit it hard, when the shoe it comes off. So Elsa will quickly tie that shoe up and put it back on. Underwood leading 22-17. Now Elsa's got it ready to go here. And serving is Hannah Hexman, junior outside hitter. I'm sorry, it's Hannah Hexum, and that serve is long. And that'll be a service error and a point for Hillcrest, 22-18. Underwood with the lead. Rockets trying to win their first set of the season. They fell in straight sets, competitive sets, but fell in straight sets in their first 2 losses. Here's the serve over. Borgos on the attack, blocked at the net, but it goes out of bounds off of the Comets. And the Rockets with the point. 23-18. Underwood closing in on this first set. Here's Emma Dirkman on the serve. Across to Knutson. Swedberg tapped over by Miller, but it's blocked at the net by, I believe it was Lauren Hexum. And it's 24-18. The Rockets are 1 point away from closing out this first set here. And it's Emma Dirkman at the service line for the Rockets. Emma, across it goes Knutson. Swedberg coming in. Miller on the attempt. Blocked at the net. Comets have it. Swedberg over, and Brooke finds the sweet spot in the middle. No Rockets were there, and it's a point for Hillcrest, and it's 24-19. Rockets by 5 here. As Moline is in, Elin Retzloff is out. Swedberg comes out as Justine Heikus is in, and Moline serving for Hillcrest. Moline with the serve to the middle. Dirkman with the dig. Here comes Borgos, far side, taps it in, diving to save it. Comets do keep it alive as Heikus gets it over. Here's the attempt. Now Hexum across, and it is in. Just comes in. That was, from our view, hard to see. Could have been either way, and it just hung in there and caught the line. What a beautiful kill there by Lauren Hexum. And Underwood takes the first set, 25-19 on our Park Region service beyond the connection scoreboard. So the Rockets really come out playing some great volleyball here, starting off with an aggressive brand and come out with that first set victory, 25-19. So we will take a break here, and we'll be coming back with set number 2 in just a moment. Rockets are up 1-0 here on our Park Region scoreboard. You're watching and or listening to high school Little 8 volleyball on KJ Country, also streaming live on the Fergus Now app and on the KBRF Radio YouTube station. So we'll take a break and back with more after this.
We asked customers, why do you choose Minnesota Motor Company? And they said, it's a straightforward buying process. No games or gimmicks.
We get it. You can buy a vehicle anywhere. We pride ourselves on being upfront and honest with our customers. No games, no gimmicks.
We encourage customers to come in and talk with us about their needs and their budget. We'll work hard to get you the best deal.
Thank you for choosing Minnesota Motor Company.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lake Region Healthcare is proud to be trusted and recommended by parents and coaches, athletes, and families. Keeping healthcare close to home for local athletes and all their fans. Find us online at lrhc.org.
What's your number?
We've driven 57 miles 6 times for a great deal at Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls and Grand Forks is your shopping stop for America's 3 favorite truck brands, Ford, Ram, and GMC. Whether you're towing, hauling, or just enjoying the open road, we have a truck for you. Half, 3/4, and 1 ton. There's a truck for every job. Stop and visit or shop any of our stores at NelsonAutoCenter.com. Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls and Grand Forks.
And we're back here at Hillcrest getting ready, moments away from the second set. And what a performance by the Rockets in the first set, taking it 25-19. And Rockets really clicking in all facets of the game. Hillcrest trying to recover here. Rockets trying to get their first win of the season. Comets open their season with a win on Tuesday against Park Christian. And it's Stella Moline at the service line to start it off for Hillcrest. And across it goes. And Hexham able to get it over for Underwood. Knutson now to Moline. Miller to the back row. For Underwood, it's Dirkman. Lauren Hexham blocked at the net by Miller. Now Rockets scrambling. They get it over. Blocked at the net by Miller again. And the Rockets can't recover from that one. And Miller, the force in front of the net, gets the block and the point for Hillcrest. 1-0 Comets starting off this second set. So here's Moline. It catches the net on the serve and just gets over. And it's a point for Hillcrest. Not how you draw it up, but the Comets will take it. And it's 2-0. Hillcrest and Moline again at the service line. Now she lobs this one over in the middle. It's Olsen. Near side, Borgos, across it goes, and a good finish by Borgos. Moline opted to let it go. I think Moline would have been in a tough position to try to control that one. Opted to let it go, and Borgos found the corner inside the line in good shape. 2-1. Hillcrest with the lead in the second set. Rockets took the first set 25-19. And Sia Olsen with the serve. Elsa Retzlaff digs it out. Moline comes across, and tapping it over is Madison Miller into the game. Across it goes by the Rockets, but it's out on the near side in front of the Comet bench. Point for Hillcrest, and it's 3-1. Comets with the lead. And so Madison Miller, 5'6" senior out defensive specialist and right side hitter, in getting her first action here in the second set. Elsa Retzlaff with the serve on the attack. Good block there. The Rockets able to get it over, but not controlled, and it's out on the far side. Another point, and there's the presence of Kenzie Miller up front, causing problems for the Rockets. 4-1 Hillcrest in the second set. Elsa Retzlaff serving for the Comets. Here's Elsa. It goes up back, and Knutson able to tap it back over. They set it up. Hexham now blocked. Retzlaff with the dig over to Moline. Now Madison Miller, but her attempt is well deep, and a point for Underwood. So 4-2 is the score, and Lauren Hexham, the lefty server, across it goes, and the Comets scrambling and unable to get it back over after Walkup didn't have a great angle to dig that one out. Good serve by Hexham, and it's a couple in a row here for Underwood. 4-3 Hillcrest in the second set. Hexham serve back to Elsa Retzlaff with the dig. Moline. Now Miller does get over, and looks like we have, it's going to be a point for Underwood on this one. Not sure if someone was over the center line there, but it will be a third consecutive point for the Rockets, and it's 4-4, all tied up. And here's Ella Knutson. There's that running kill by Knutson. They kind of set her up, and Ella likes to get a running start on her attacks and executed that one perfectly. And it's now 5-4. Comets by a point, and it's Kenzie Miller serving for Hillcrest. Across it goes to the Rocket side. Here's Kane trying to set it up. They just get it back over. Stender over to Madison Miller, taps it across. Olson controls it for the Rockets. Now Lanou gets it across, gets it into the net. Didn't quite get enough height on that one, and it'll be a point for Hillcrest, 6-4. On our Park Region scoreboard, Kenzie Miller back at the serve. Back row it goes to Hexum. And coming in, just getting it over is Dirkman. Miller now to Moline, setting up Stender. Across to Olson for Underwood. On the attack, blocked at the net. Miller has it. Now the Comets scrambling. Great save there by Knutson, and the Comets get it over. Now they tap it up. Retzloff dives in. Comets in big-time scrambling mode, trying to get this point. Here come the Rockets. Across it goes on the attack. Tipped up by Miller. Tipped up again, but the Comets couldn't control it. Good job there by Hannah Hexum on the far side. Keeping up the offense for Underwood, and the Rockets get the point. Man, the Comets did a great job scrambling to stay in the point, but Hexum and the Rockets did a great job finishing it off. So it'll be Maggie Hoekstra now serving for the Rockets. Across goes Knutson. Now Stender goes towards the back row. Lauren Hexum with the dig. Now across. Retzloff digs it out on the Hillcrest side. Knutson on the attack, and she finishes it. Deflected at the net, but Hexum unable to get under the ball, and it's a point for Hillcrest, and they lead at 7-5. On our Park Region scoreboard, Elin Retzloff is in. Brooke Swedberg is in. Moline and Madison Miller come out. And here's Brooke Swedberg serving for the Comets. Goes to the back row to Hexum. Hoekstra on the attack. It deflects off of Swedberg. Comets able to control it and get it back on the Underwood side. Rockets setting up the far side attack. There is the, it's just out. Oh, did they call the tip? No, they're asking for the tip. Yep, they do call the tip. So everyone was seeing if it was going to be in or not, and it was close. It was out, but the Comets tipped it. So that'll be a point for Underwood, making it 7-6. Comets by 1. Good competitive match here. As the serve goes over and the Comets scrambling, they do get it over. Now here's Hoekstra on the set to Borgos, and her kill attempt is deep, and that'll be a point for Hillcrest. Olson back in for Underwood as Hannah Hexum comes out, and it's Knutson serving for the Comets. Here comes Ella on the serve. Back middle row to Hexum. On the attack, and it is, in for Underwood. Touched at the net, came right in, and it's 8-7. Rockets back within 1. And I think that was a Haugen on the kill there for the Rockets. And here is Emma Dirkman across. Elsa Retzloff controls for Hillcrest. Stender on the attack. Rockets scrambling to get back into the point. They do get it back over to the Comets side. Knutson, Swedberg setting up. Tipped by Elin Retzloff. Now Elin sends it back. Here's Knutson. Elsa Retzloff on the attack and puts it home. That was a really nice set there by the Comets, setting up Elsa, who put it away with some power. And it's a kill for the Comets, and they lead at 9-7. And here is Chloe Walkup, libero for Hillcrest, on the service line. Across it goes. Here comes Borgos, far side. Over to Hillcrest side. Retzloff to Swedberg. Now Knutson putting some power behind that one. Across it goes Borgos. Blocked at the net, right down. And Elin Retzloff with the block at the net there. And it's a point for Hillcrest. This is the Comets. Well, did they lead by 3 earlier? They're up by 3 now, and it's 10-7. It's been kind of going back and forth from 1-2. Teams exchanging points. Here's the Rockets on the attack, but there's Kenzie Miller at the net. Puts that one home, blocks that one back down, and it'll be a point for Hillcrest. And it's 11-7. This is the Comets' biggest lead of any set here tonight. Across it goes Borgos. Diving to dig it out. Walkup. What a play there. Retzloff. Across it goes. Controlled by the Rockets. Here's Borgos. Gets it across again. Knutson passes to Miller. Now Retzloff across. Goes to the back row. That was Aubrey Hexum controlling it. And there's the block at the net. Rockets, do they keep it alive? Yes, they do. Back to Knutson. Swedberg setting up Elin Retzloff, and Elin mistimed the jump. Couldn't get enough on it, and into the net. Point goes for Underwood, and it's 11-8. Brooke Lanou is back in. Jada Kane is in, as Haugen is out, and Hoekstra comes out for Underwood. 11-8. Rockets took the first set, 25-19. We're in set 2, and there's the return, and it'll be a point for the Comets, as Lauren Hexum tried to slam that one down but was in the net. And it's a point for Hillcrest, 12-8. In set number 2, Hillcrest with the lead. Elin Retzloff, Brooke Swedberg come out. Moline and Madison Miller are in. And Moline serving for Hillcrest. Estella comes across, now unable to control it. Did they get it over? And the Rockets, they didn't get. Borgos was kind of handcuffed by that serve, and the Rockets were never able to recover after that. And it's a point for Hillcrest, 13-8. Comets by 5 in set number 2. Moline with the serve, lobs it over. Here's Kane, across it goes. Lanou gets it over, but it's well deep. And it'll be another point for Hillcrest. So 14-8, Comets opening up a lead here in the second set. And Stella Moline serving again for Hillcrest. There's Stella mixing up the trajectory of her serves. They get it over. Back to the Hillcrest side. Here's Moline setting up Miller, and Miller, good dig there by Olsen. Rockets able to get it back to the Comet side. Knutson, Moline setting up Elsa Retzloff. Elsa with the kill attempt. It deflects off of Hexum. Unable to track it down is Olsen. Comets on a run here, and Carly Jensen's going to use a timeout. 15-8, Hillcrest opening up a 7-point second set lead. We'll take a quick break. You're listening and watching high school Little 8 volleyball on KJ Country.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls and Grand Forks is your shopping stop for America's 3 favorite truck brands, Ford, Ram, and GMC. Whether you're towing, hauling, or just enjoying the open road, we have a truck for you. Half, 3/4, and 1 ton, there's a truck for every job. Stop and visit or shop any of our stores at NelsonAutoCenter.com. Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls and Grand Forks.
All right, back here at Hillcrest, 15-8. Hillcrest leads the second set, and they're on the move here. I believe it's 6 in a row here for the Comets. The Rockets, a great performance in the first set, took that one 25-19. Comets trying to even it up. Moline on the serve. Here are the Rockets. Now Hexum gets it over, digging it out as walk-up. Comets unable to recover, though. After digging it out, it sent Madison Miller the ball right next to the net, and Hillcrest couldn't get the ball back in play, and that ends the Hillcrest run. And Underwood with the serve. It's Sia Olsen, the libero. Across it goes to Walkup. Now Moline across to Knutson. Get it back to the Rocket side. Here's Hexum. Back row to Knutson. Now Miller just passes it over to the Underwood side. Here's Kane over, tapping it, and good little, nice little touch there by Brooke Lanou. Comets at the net, deflected it, came down on their side, and the Rockets get the point, 15-10. And here's Olsen. Back it goes to Walkup. Now Moline setting up Elsa Retzloff, and there's the kill. That was a nice set from Moline, going backwards with Retzloff coming in, and Elsa with the kill, 16-10. Comets by 6. And Elsa Retzloff with a running serve. Back row went to Aubrey Hexum on the set. Here's Lanou, deflected, and it goes off the Comets and out. And it'll be a point for Underwood, 16-11. Emma Dirkman is in, and Aubrey Hexum comes out. And here is Lauren Hexum on the serve. Back row to Walkup, got handcuffed, couldn't handle it, and it goes to the floor. Another point for the Rockets. So after that timeout by Carly Jensen, Underwood has scored 4 of the last 5 points, and they have got the margin to a manageable area at 4. Across it goes. Good job by Moline. Moline, the setter, ready to set it up, but instead just flipped it over right in the middle of the floor. No Rockets were there, and it's a point for Hillcrest, 17-12 on our Park Region scoreboard. Kenzie Miller serving for the Comets. Back row it goes to Hannah Hexum. Now Hannah Hexum back, tapped at the front by Stender. Here's Kane setting up Dirkman, goes off of Miller's hands and to the back towards the wall, and a good kill there by Emma Dirkman, and a point for Underwood, and it's 17-13. Substitutions, Haugen is in and Hoekstra is in as Kane and Lanou come out. There's the serve by Hoekstra. Moline now, Comet scrambling. Stender does get it over. Here is Hoekstra. Near side, ball tipped. Great tip by Retzlaff, but the Comets unable to get it over. Looked like it was going to go down for sure, and Elsa went to her knees and kept it alive for one more attempt, but the Comets couldn't quite get control they needed, and the Rockets are within 3 here, 17-14. Here's a serve from Hoekstra. Moline on the set. Here comes Miller. Good block by the Rockets. Miller sends it across. And here is Dirkman, but her kill attempt is short into the net, and Hillcrest will get the point. 18-14 is the score. Good match here today. Underwood got the first one, 25-19. Really finished that set strong. Hillcrest opened up a 15-8 lead here, but the Rockets cut it to 3. It's 4 is the margin now as Brooke Swedberg is in and she's serving. And here come the Rockets. Dirkman sends it over, dug out by Swedberg. Here's Retzlaff to Knutson in the middle. Good dig there by Lauren Hexum. Across it goes, but it's going to be a point for the Comets as the Rockets had 4 hits on that one, and it's now 19-14. Hillcrest by 5, and Brooke Swedberg serving. Cross it goes. That time it went to Kane. They set it back up for Kane, and her kill attempt is deep. And the Comets get their lead back up to 6 at 20-14. And Swedberg serving once again. Swedberg with a serve. And now here comes Hannah Hexum on the attempt, and into the net it goes, and the Comets get that 7-point lead back. It's 21-14. And Brooke Swedberg on a roll here serving. She's been serving a while here now. Her 5th consecutive serve. Here is Dirkman, and it goes off of Retzlaff's hands and out. Point Underwood. Another kill for Dirkman. She's had a couple nice kills here in this set. And it's 21-15. Hillcrest by 6. So now serving for the Rockets is Hannah Hexum. And Hexum goes back row. Now the Comets going to be scrambling. And Swedberg does able to get it back over. Here come the Rockets now. Dirkman blocked at the net, goes back down, and there's Elin Retzlaff with a nice block leading to a Comet point. And it's 22-15. Hillcrest by 7, closing in on evening this match out. Underwood leads at 1-0. Comets up 22-15. Now indecision between Olsen and Hexum on that serve from Knutson. And it's 23-15, point Hillcrest. Ella Knutson, nice serve there. And here's Ella, ready to go again. Lobs this one over a bit. That's Lauren Hexum to Hoekstra. Here comes Haugen. Gets it over to the Comet side. Now Retzlaff and Haugen battle for the ball. It stays on the Underwood side. Across it goes. Diving for it is Knutson, and out. Good play there by the Rockets. Excellent placement on that one. So point for Underwood, 23-16. 7-point lead. Rockets trying to battle and stay in this one. As Dirkman with the serve. Goes back row to walk up. Swedberg setting up Retzlaff, and Elsa's attack is wide on the near side and out. That'll be a point for the Rockets, 23-17. And Dirkman ready again at the service line. Goes back, Retzlaff sets up Swedberg. Now Stender, and now Swedberg and Stender were in each other's way there on the set and attack, and caused the ball to go into the net. Point for Underwood. So that's 3 in a row for the Rockets now. 23-18. Hillcrest trying to close this one out. Serve goes over to Retzlaff. Swedberg. Now the Comets scrambling once again. Walkup gets it over. There's Hoekstra setting up Hexum, and it is in. Good setup by Hoekstra, and Hexum caught the line on the backside, and that's 4 in a row here now for Underwood. They've cut the Comet lead in half here in the second set. It's 23-19 now. And Dirkman serve back to Retzloff. Swedberg now back to Elsa. Back row to Dirkman. Here's Hoekstra. Now Hexum blocked at the net. Deflects backwards. Dirkman passes over Hexman. Gets it across. Retzloff, that's Elin, tips it to Knutson. Now Elsa Retzloff sends it back over to Underwood. Far side. Borgos on the kill. Blocked by Stender, but it stays on the Comet side. And the Rockets trying to mount a comeback here in the second set. It's 23-20. 5 in a row for Underwood. Hillcrest with the lead. And here's Emma Dirkman on the serve. Across to the back row. Knutson, Swedberg. Here's Stender. Controlled by the Rockets. Borgos blocked, and it goes down on the Comet side again. And Underwood on a roll. They've cut the lead to 2 at 23-21 on our Park Region scoreboard. So 6 in a row here now. And here's Dirkman on the serve. Goes back to Knutson. Here is Swedberg. Now Elin Retzloff across. Controlled by Olsen. Hexum on the attack. Blocked and brought down. Stender at the net, and it's a point for Hillcrest. Big play by Stender there. And that stops a 6-point run for Underwood. And now the Comets are 1 point away from closing out this second set. Here's Walkup serve. Now the Rockets scrambling. They do nix the net and goes over. Swedberg back to the Underwood side. Hoekstra setting up Borgos. Blocked at the net. Coming in. Dirkman digs it out. Across. Here's Borgos again. Gets it over and into the Hillcrest side. Excellent touch there by Aubrey Borgos. And it's Underwood staying alive in the second set. 24-22. Hillcrest with the lead. Rockets took the first set 25-19. And now Jada Kane is in, and she will serve for Underwood. Here it comes. Goes to the back. Knutson with the dig. Here is Swedberg setting up Miller. Dug out there by Olsen. Rockets, a little miscommunication. They get it back to the Hillcrest side. There is Swedberg. Good tip over. Now the Rockets across Borgos. Lobs it back to Hillcrest. That's Elsa Retzloff. Swedberg. Elin Retzloff, but into the net. Elin didn't get under that one enough. And it's a point for Underwood, and the Rockets are within 1 at 24-23. And Debbie Foss is going to use a timeout. We got a good second set going here on our Park Region scoreboard, 24-23. We're going to take a Lake Region Healthcare timeout and back with more in just a moment.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls and Grand Forks is your shopping stop for America's 3 favorite truck brands, Ford, Ram, and GMC. Whether you're towing, hauling, or just enjoying the open road, we have a truck for you. Half, 3/4, and 1 ton, there's a truck for every job. Stop and visit or shop any of our stores at NelsonAutoCenter.com. Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls and Grand Forks.
All right, here we go. 24-23, Hillcrest leading by 1. The Rockets trying to mount a comeback. Here's the serve back to the Comet side and set up. Miller unable to get it over into the net. A little mistiming there, and now we're all tied up at 24 apiece here in the second set. What a comeback here by the Rockets as they trailed 23-15. 24-24, back row goes to Elsa Retzloff. Here's Swedberg coming in. Miller pounds it home. It goes up and towards the rafters and over the Rocket bench and out. What a powerful kill by Kinsey Miller. And Hillcrest back up by 1, 25-24. What a big moment here. Stella Moline is in. Swedberg is out. Miller back in. Madison Miller and Elin Retzloff is out. Here's the serve by Moline. Goes back middle. Here is Kane on the set. Borgos. Comets control it on their end. Miller, they got to get it over. Elsa Retzloff gets it in the middle to Olsen. There's the set. And Hexum, and it is wide and deep. And the Comets able to hold off the Rockets and win the second set 26-24. Valiant effort by Underwood to come back to tie it after trailing 23-15. But Hillcrest regroups and able to get a couple big points. A Kenzie Miller kill there to give them the lead at 25-24 and then finish it off on the next point. So we're all knotted up, one apiece here. Really good Little 8 conference matchup here with Underwood and Hillcrest. All tied up one apiece. Underwood won the first set 25-19 and Hillcrest won the second set 26-24. We'll take a break here in between sets. Thanks for joining us, everyone. This is Little 8 Volleyball on the streaming live on the Fergus Now app, the KBRF YouTube station, and on the radio on KJ Country. Back with more in just a moment.
What's your number?
I drove 113 miles.
And I drove 124 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Lake Region Healthcare is proud to be trusted and recommended by parents and coaches, athletes, and families. Keeping healthcare close to home for local athletes and all their fans. Find us online at lrhc.org.
We asked customers, why do you choose Minnesota Motor Company? And they said their customer care goes beyond the sale.
We understand that you trust us to get you into a safe and reliable vehicle. And we also understand that our responsibility doesn't end after the sale.
We know things happen. Transmission issues, flat tires, lights coming up on the dash. We'll make sure that you're taken care of and back on the road and back to creating memories.
Thank you for choosing Minnesota Motor Company.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls and Grand Forks is your shopping stop for America's 3 favorite truck brands, Ford, Ram, and GMC. Whether you're towing, hauling, or just enjoying the open road, we have a truck for you. Half, 3/4, and 1 ton, there's a truck for every job. Stop and visit or shop any of our stores at NelsonAutoCenter.com. Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls and Grand Forks.
And welcome back to Hillcrest. Ready to start set number 3. It's been an eventful night here. Good volleyball, some dramatic moments, and we're all tied up one apiece. Underwood taking the first set 25-19. Game that a set that the Rockets controlled early, and Hillcrest came back to take a 15-14 lead. Then the Rockets really finish that set with a flourish to win at 25-19. Second set, Hillcrest led 23-15. Rockets got 9 of the next 10 to tie it up, but Hillcrest got the 2 they needed to win at 26-24. So opening point of the third set, Elsa Retzlaff comes in for the kill, and it's 1-0. Hillcrest notches that first point, and Retzlaff, after the kill, will get the serve. Her running start, and across it goes for Underwood. It comes to Kane. Now on the kill is Hexum, but that is deep. Lauren Hexum came in on the attack and went long, and the Comets up 2-0. Hillcrest 1-0 on the year. Underwood looking for that first win, a couple losses to start the year. Rockets have it on their side. Lanoux blocked at the net, and Madison Miller couldn't quite get it back up over the net, and Underwood gets their first point of set number 3. 2-1 is the score. Hillcrest with the lead. And libero Sia Olsen serving for the Rockets. Goes to Walkup. Now the Comets in trouble. Yep, Walkup didn't get to it soon enough and didn't get enough air under the ball, and no Comet could get to it. We're tied up at 2. We'll have Hillcrest football on the air tomorrow night. I'll be in Rothsay right here in KJ Country. We'll stream that one as well. And nice little, good job by the Rockets to keep it alive. Great play by Underwood. And here comes Ella Knutson with that running kill. and Ella puts it away. Some really nice volleyball there on both sides. Moline had what looked like was going to be a sneaky kill. The Rockets did a great job to keep it alive, and then that signature running kill by Ella Knutson gives Hillcrest the lead back 3-2. And there's a serve, and unable to control that serve was Hannah Hexum, and it is a point for the Comets. Ace for Kinsey Miller. And we'll have 2 football games on the air tomorrow night. Fergus Falls Otters at Detroit Lakes, and then Little Lake football with Hillcrest at Rosse. There are the Rockets trying to bring it back, and there's a kill there on the far side. And that one was by Hannah Hexum, and it's 4-3 now. Hillcrest with the lead here early in the third set. Lauren Hexum with the serve to Knutson on the Hillcrest side. Moline back to Knutson, comes in for the kill. Good dig there by Kane. Hannah Hexum gets it back across, walk up to Moline. And there is Knutson, but it is wide on the near side, out. A couple points in a row for the Rockets. We're all tied up at 4 here in this third set. And Lauren Hexum with the serve, goes back to walk up. Now Comets scrambling again, and they've been struggling with their serve receiving here at times. And Underwood takes their first lead of the set, 5-4. And Hexum again goes back to walk up. Now Moline trying to set up Madison Miller, taps it over, and the Rockets deflected it, but it went back behind Olsen and Hannah Hexum and down to the floor, and Hillcrest gets the point, and we're all tied up again at 5. Substitutions, Moline and Madison Miller are out. Brooke Swedberg is in. Elin Retzloff is in. It's Knutson, Stender, and Elin Retzloff front row right now for the Comets. Lanu, Dirkman, and Kane front row for the Rockets. There's a serve by Swedberg. Now the Rockets attack, goes back row for Hillcrest. Knutson tracks down the second touch. Now Swedberg, back over it goes to Underwood side. Dirkman on the attack, deflected at the net by Hillcrest and out. Point for Underwood, kill for Emma Dirkman. As substitution, Maggie Hoekstra is in, and Brooke Lanu is out. And here's the serve, goes to the back row to walk up. Now Swedberg taps it over. It's going to be a lift double hit there for Hillcrest, and that'll be a point for Underwood. That's 7-5 now, the Rockets with the lead. And Maggie Hoekstra on the serve. That comes to Ella Knutson for the Comets. Swedberg setting up Stender, but Stender hits it way too far in that one deep, and it'll be another point for Underwood. So the Rockets with 3 in a row here now to take a 3-point lead. And Hoekstra on the serve. Goes back to walk up. Swedberg, Elin Retzloff, other side to Underwood. Now here, Hexum, far side attack, blocked by Hillcrest. Blocked again by Stender. Now Elin Retzloff controls Stender. Goes back to Knutson, and her kill attempt is, it's long, but it was deflected by Underwood, and that'll be a point for Hillcrest. So that stops a 3-point run for Underwood, and it's 8-6 now. Rockets by 2. Ella Knutson serving for the Comets. Here's Ella. Serve goes over. Hexum controls it. Here comes Hannah Hexum. Back row to Knutson. Good control there by Ella. Elsa Retzloff pounds it down towards the backside, and that'll be a point for Hillcrest, and it's 8-7. Rockets lead it by 1, and here's Ella Knutson now serving again. Coach, good serve. This gets over the net. And the Rockets now, Hannah Hexum taps it over. Good dig there by Elin Retzloff to keep it alive for the Comets. Knutson gets it across. Here comes Hannah Hexum, far side, taps it in and gets it before Ella Knutson could get there. Good play there. And nice touch and finesse there by Hannah Hexum. Point Rockets, 9-7. And here's Hannah Hexum on the serve. Back row to Ella Knutson. Swedberg, Elin Retzloff. Across it goes, and it will be in the net. Looks like the Comets were in the net on that one, and that'll be a point for Underwood. And they'll get back up by 3, 10-7 on our Park Region scoreboard. There's a serve across. Elsa Retzloff couldn't handle it. Good job by Walk Up to keep it alive, and Elin Retzloff gets it over. Here's Underwood. Dirkman on the attempt is long, and the Comets will get that point. It's 10-8. Sia Olsen back in for Underwood. And Hannah Hexum comes out. 10-8. Chloe Walkup serving for Hillcrest. Walk up to the back row it goes. And now Borges on the kill attempt for Underwood. Tapped by Knutson. Diving for it and unable to keep it in play is Lauren Hexum. Good play there by Swedberg and the Comets, and Hillcrest gets that point. Back and forth is how this one's gone. Each team has won a set. Underwood took the first set. Hillcrest the second, and we're pretty close here in the third. It's 10-9 Underwood. Here come the Rockets. Borgos block, tapped by Olsen. Now back to Borgos, trying to get it over. Elsa Retzloff keeps it in play. Here's Swedberg. Elin Retzloff, little flip over the net. Diving to dig it out is Ella Knutson. Here comes the Rockets, blocked by Miller at the net. Comets control it. Across it goes. Elsa Retzloff, and that is deflected and out. Kill for Elsa Retzloff, and we're all tied at 10. What a good match. These teams going at it, competing hard, and it's back and forth. Momentum in this one now. The Comets gaining a little bit of momentum. The serve there, and the ace as the Rockets couldn't get there in time for Chloe Walkup, and Hillcrest back up on top in this third set, 11-10. And Walkup with a serve. Across it goes. And tapping it over Borgos, blocked at the net, curls back, but comes down to the Hillcrest side, and we're all tied up again at 11. 11 apiece. All tied up 1-1 in this match, and 11-11 in the third set. Here's Miller on the attack, blocked by the Rockets nicely. Now Hoekstra trying to set up Lauren Hexum, but her kill is long. And that'll be a point for the Comets. 12-11. Hillcrest back up on top by 1. Moline is in. Elin Retzloff is out. Madison Miller is in. Brooke Swedberg is out. Normal rotation here for the Comets. And that'll bring Stella Moline in to serve. Goes to the back row to Dirkman. There's Hoekstra cracking it down. Lauren Hexum sends it over, but that one's deep again. And it's a point for Hillcrest. 13-11. So now Hillcrest, after trailing 10-7, they've scored 6 of the last 7 to take a 2-point lead. And there's the serve. And Underwood, here comes Borgos. Flips it over Miller now. That's Madison Miller. Rockets trying to get it back. They do get it to the Comet side. Knutson, Moline, Miller. That was a creative finish by Miller. The set was a little low, and with how tall she is, she just had a little backhand tap and got it over. Point Hillcrest, 14-11. Comets by 3. Carly Jensen will use a timeout. This is a Lake Region Healthcare timeout. And the Comets are up by 3 in this third set. We will take a quick break and back with more Little 8 volleyball in just a moment.
We asked customers, why do you choose Minnesota Motor Company? And they said, Minnesota Motor Company builds lasting relationships.
Sales are just a part of what we do here at Minnesota Motor Company. Our main focus is building relationships and creating genuine connections with customers.
We often hear from customers that they come to Minnesota Motor Company for the experience and because of the relationships that they form. That means a lot to us, and that's why we do what we do.
Thank you for choosing Minnesota Motor Company.
Entertaining night of volleyball here. And these teams going at it. And Hillcrest slight advantage now in the third set. Underwood led 10-7 in this third set. Comets have now got 7 of the last 8, lead at 14-11. The match is knotted up 1-1, and 14-11 Hillcrest leading here in the third. Now the Rockets get it over, and here is Moline setting up Miller. Miller slams it home. It catches the inside towards the back row. 15-11 now. And now coming in for Underwood is Aubrey Hexum, and Dirkman will come out. Stella Moline on the serve again for Hillcrest. Moline goes back row, Olsen. Hoekstra setting up Lauren Hexum towards the middle. Madison Miller digs it out. Moline now Elsa Retzloff. Digging it out is Olson. Borgos off to the Hillcrest side. Elsa Retzloff with a dig. There's Miller set up, and that'll be a point for Underwood. 4 hits as the third attempt went into the net. Then the Comets dug it out for the 4th hit. So Rockets had a much-needed point there, as Hillcrest has had the momentum of late. 15-12, Comets by 3. And now in to serve is Jada Kane for Underwood. Back row goes to walk up. Moline setting up Miller. Nice dig there, though, in the back row by Aubrey Hexum. Now she'll send it back across Knutson. Moline just taps it over. Creative flip. Rockets, able to track it down, and Aubrey Hexum gets it back to Hillcrest. Here's Moline. Miller dumps it over. Now over across. Really excellent dig there by Kane to get it back to Hillcrest side. Elsa Retzloff, though, comes in and slams it home. Man, great dig there by Kane to keep it alive, but the Comets able to set up Retzloff perfectly and to finish it off with the point. 16-12, and Elsa Retzloff on the serve. Little lob serve, and the Rockets unable to control it. The initial pass or dig kind of went in the awkward spot on the net on the near side, and it's a point for Hillcrest, 17-12. And here is Elsa Retzloff. Across it goes. Here is Lanou, blocked up front. Rockets still trying to get it over. Hexum lobs it to the back row. Walk up. Moline setting up Miller, and that goes right off the hands of Olson and into the wall. And there's Miller coming in with the kill. And the Comets have their biggest lead of this third set, 18-12 on our Park Region scoreboard. And here's Elsa Retzloff on the serve for Hillcrest. Elsa's serve just didn't, we had some, what do we got here? Try to sort out the whistle. Elsa's serve was low into the net, but was there, it's going to be a point for Hillcrest. Some movement that gave the Comets the point there. So it's 19-12, another point for Hillcrest. Now the attack for Borgos is long. And Hillcrest has all of a sudden opened up an 8-point lead here in this third set, 20-12. But the Comets led by 8, 23-15 in the second set, and Underwood came back to tie it at 24 before Hillcrest got the next 2 points to win the set. Now Retzloff serve a little bit short into the net, point for Underwood, and it's 20-13 on the Park Region scoreboard. Hillcrest with the lead. 1-1 in the match, 20-13, Hillcrest leading in this third set. Here are the Comets on the return. Miller sends it back to Aubrey Hexum. Here is Hannah Hexum, blocked by the Millers up front, but it deflects off them and out. And a point for Underwood. 20-14 is the score. And Olson again on the serve for the Rockets. Olson goes back row to walk up. And Moline setting up. That's Ella Knutson coming in with a kill on the near side, 21-14. Nice setup by Moline, and Ella finished it off. And here is Kenzie Miller serving for Hillcrest. Kenzie Miller, across it goes to Hannah Hexum. Here come the Rockets. Lanou, dug out by Miller. Retzloff trying to keep it alive, now getting it over is Knutson. Here come the Rockets on the attack. Hannah Hexum puts it through. Good setup, good finish. And blocked it right into the hands of the Comets front row onto the floor. And it's 21-15. Emma Dirkman is in as Aubrey Hexum comes out. Quick pause here. Looks like they need a towel here to wipe up something on the floor. Well, we'll talk about a few of our sponsors. Running Stitches Embroidery, the local choice for embroidery and screen printing in Fergus Falls. That's Running Stitches Embroidery. Also one of our sponsors tonight, Minnesota Motor Company. And they're located on South Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls. 21-15 here. Hillcrest leading in the third set. 1-1 is where the match is at. And it is Lauren Hexum with the serve. Goes back row to walk up. Over to Moline, now Stender, and Stender is wide on the near side. That's 3 in a row here now for Underwood, and you know that maybe the Comets and the Rockets have in the back of their head that the Hillcrest led 23-15 in the second, and the Rockets came back to tie it at 24 before Hillcrest able to finish it off. Here's Knutson now for Hillcrest across. Now Underwood. Here's Hannah Hexum. Knutson controls it for Hillcrest. Back to Knutson. Ella comes in for the dig. So Knutson did a nice job of controlling the kill attempt by Underwood. Was able to get it to Moline, who got it right back to Ella for the Hillcrest point. 22-16. Madison, Miller, and Moline are out. Swedberg is in. Elin Retzloff is in. And Brooke Swedberg now serving for the Comets. Here's Swedberg. Her serve goes back to Sia Olsen for the Rockets. Kane setting up Dirkman. Now across it goes, and unable to keep it on the Hillcrest side is Ella Knutson. And Elsa Retzloff was going for it, but probably a good choice not to dive for that one. She wasn't going to get it. So 22-17, and Maggie Hoekstra serving for Underwood. And the serve goes back row. Knutson and Ella and Chloe Walkup kind of in their area together. A little miscommunication. Point there for the Rockets. And here's Maggie Hoekstra on the serve, back to Walkup. There's a setup for Knutson, blocked at the net. Elin Retzloff digs it out nicely. Back to the Hillcrest side, Elsa Retzloff. And here's Stender, and it's blocked by the Rockets right into the net. Give Avea Stender the kill, and it's 23-18. Hillcrest leads by 5 in this third set. Ella Knutson, serve is it deep? It is fractionally deep and out of play, and that'll be a point for Underwood. So 23-19 is the score in this third set on our Park Region scoreboard. Hannah Hexum with the serve, and that one's deep. So trading service errors back and forth, and it's 24-19, and the Comets now are 1 point away from taking a 2-1 lead in this match. They're up 24-19. Kenzie Miller is in, Stender comes out. And here's the serve. Across, here come the Rockets. Borgos gets it over to the other side. Now walk up. Back, Elin Retzloff gets it back over to Underwood. And here comes Borgos back. Good dig there by Knutson, but no Comet was able to get to it. And that'll be a point for Underwood. 24-20 is the score. Yep, through this whole match, both teams have an even amount of points. It's been an even matchup here so far. Comets trying to finish off this third set. Elin Retzloff gets it over for Hillcrest. Now the Rockets, now a tough angle. Good play there by Lauren Hexum to get it back to the Hillcrest side. Here's Elsa Retzloff on the kill attempt, and it's deep and long. A point for Underwood as the Rockets again trying to creep back in this. With a 24-21, and here's Emma Dirkman serving. Goes to Elsa Retzloff, Swedberg. Now Miller on the attack. That one's long, and it's 24-22. Deja vu here a little bit with the Comets having an 8-point lead and the Rockets just battling and hanging to try keep their hopes alive in this set. Dirkman with a serve, goes to Elsa Retzloff. Now they set up Elsa again. Good control there by the Rockets. Here's Lauren Hexum, blocked at the net, controlled by Underwood. Borgos gets it over. Walk up. Swedberg back, Dirkman. Rockets scramble. They get it over with Kane. Here's Knutson. Swedberg on the set. Elsa Retzloff taps it over. And now Underwood on the attack. Here's Hexum, and it is in! Just in the corner, and the Rockets stay alive. That was a close one, but what a finish there by Lauren Hexum. 24-23. More drama, more Rocket comebacks here in this set. 24-23 is the score, and timeout called here by Debbie Foss. We'll just take a quick break. A Lake Region Healthcare timeout. 24-23. Hillcrest leading back in 15 seconds.
Shout loud. Cheer strong. Jump for joy. Keeping our community healthy and spirited is the top priority. Lake Region Healthcare.
Okay, 24-23. Hillcrest led this one by 8. They led the second. They had an 8-point lead in the second set. Underwood came back to tie it at 24. Hillcrest eventually won. They led by 8 in this one. Now the Rockets have come back to cut it to 1. 24-23 here in the third set. All tied up one apiece in the match, and Emma Dirkman serving for Underwood. Here's the serve for Dirkman, goes back to Knutson. Now Swedberg trying to set up Miller, blocked at the net. Rockets do keep it alive. They're scrambling and indecision, and it's going to fall onto the floor, and it'll be a point for Hillcrest. And the Comets sneak out of the third set again with a 25-23 win. Man, the Rockets did a good job of blocking and keeping it alive, and in the scramble and chaos, the ball went up in the air, and there were 3 Rockets around, and none stepped forward with the communication mishap there, and Hillcrest wins the third set 25-23, and they are leading the match now 2-1 on our Park Region Service Beyond the Connection scoreboard. All right, we have a break here in the sets, so we will take a timeout, and we'll be back with more Little 8 high school volleyball in just a moment.
What's your number?
I drove 113 miles.
And I drove 124 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Lake Region Healthcare is proud to be trusted and recommended by parents and coaches, athletes, and families. Keeping healthcare close to home for local athletes and all their fans. Find us online at lrhc.org.
We asked customers, why do you choose Minnesota Motor Company? And they said their customer care goes beyond the sale.
We understand that you trust us to get you into a safe and reliable vehicle. And we also understand that our responsibility doesn't end after the sale.
We know things happen. Transmission issues, flat tires, lights coming up on the dash. We'll make sure that you're taken care of and back on the road and back to creating memories.
Thank you for choosing Minnesota Motor Company.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls and Grand Forks is your shopping stop for America's 3 favorite truck brands, Ford, Ram, and GMC. Whether you're towing, hauling, or just enjoying the open road, we have a truck for you. Half, 3/4, and 1 ton. There's a truck for every job. Stop and visit or shop any of our stores at NelsonAutoCenter.com. Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls and Grand Forks.
Shout loud. Cheer strong. Jump for joy. Keeping our community healthy and spirited is the top priority. Lake Region Healthcare.
All right, we're back here for set number 4. It's been a battle. And in fact, you look at all the points, you add up all the points that the teams have won tonight. Underwood's won more points, 72-70, but Hillcrest has the 2-1 lead as the Comets have pulled out those close 2-point victories in sets number 2 and 3 as Hillcrest has the serve. And the Rockets, well, Kane was able to get it up in the air, but it set up Elsa Retzloff to just put it down quickly. And that'll be a kill and a point for Hillcrest. 1-0, Stella Moline at the service line for Hillcrest. And here's the serve. Back row goes Borgos now. Kane comes back to Borgos, blocked by the Comets, but whereas Hillcrest, the Comets were up in the net on, and I think they were up in the net on that one. And either way, it's going to be a point for Underwood to make it 1 apiece. Sia Olsen serving for the Rockets. We'll go back to walk up. Chloe digs it out. Now Moline setting up Elsa Retzloff, and Elsa's a little bit of a finesse attempt, came up a little short and curled back on the Comet side, and Underwood with the point to make it 2-1. Rockets. Here's the serve for Olsen. To the middle goes to walk up. Moline hustles over. Now it's Miller, and her attempt is long. So 3 in a row here for Underwood after Hillcrest got the opening point of the 4th set. 2-1, Hillcrest leads the match. Underwood leads the fourth set 3-1. And here's Sia Olson with the serve. Dug out by Ella Knutson. Moline now to Miller, and there's the perfect setup. And Miller pounds it home. Dirkman in the back row did her best to try to get a piece of it, but deflected off her hands. A kill for Miller. 3-2, Underwood by 1. And here is Elsa Retzloff on the serve for the Comets. Goes back to Olson. Lanou across Lauren Hexum. Deflected down, and a nice block there by the Comets. That was Kenzie Miller up front. We're all tied up at 3 on our Park Region scoreboard. After the game, we'll name our quality player of the game, sponsored by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. And here's Retzloff, Elsa with the serve. And now here's Kane setting up Hannah Hexum, blocked up front again. There's Hexum, gets it over to Lauren Hexum, back row now on the Comet side. Moline over to Ella Knutson, and Ella is wide left on her kill attempt on the near side near the Underwood bench. And the Rockets regain the fourth set lead 4-3. Here's Lauren Hexum on the serve. Goes back to Knutson. Comets in a little bit disarray. They do get it back on the Rocket side. Here's Kane over to Hannah Hexum. Over it goes Moline, digs it out. Walk up. Now Knutson. Back row goes to Lauren Hexum. Across Hannah Hexum. Blocked by Miller, but the Comets unable to recover. Knutson dove for it. And then it fell to the floor. Point Rockets. 5-3. Underwood by 2. And here is Lauren Hexum over to Knutson. Now Moline back to Knutson. And a good dive and kill. What a play there by Hannah Hexum. I don't know how to describe that one. Looked like the Comets were going to get the point, and Hexum went down and dug it out, and it somehow found the angle to get it over the net, over to the side where Hillcrest was not. So 6-3, Underwood now with the lead. Now the Comets, some struggles continue with the serve receiving, and that's 4 in a row now for Underwood. 7-3. Lauren Hexum doing a nice job serving here for the Rockets. Here's Hexum, across it goes. Walk up. Now Knutson goes back. Good job by Olson. Now the Rockets unable to get it, though. It's going to be 4 hits and a point for Hillcrest. That'll end that run of 4 points for the Rockets. And Kenzie Miller to the service line for Hillcrest. Goes back to Olson. Now Kane, Dirkman on the attack. Blocked up, comes back to the Underwood. Kane again, setting up Hannah Hexum. Goes deep, and it's going to be a point for the Rockets. I think the Comets were, it was going to be a point either way. I think the Comets might have been up in the net there as well, too. 8-4, Underwood by 4. And it'll bring Maggie Hoekstra into the game at the serve. Now the Comets Moline. And there's Madison Miller with the kill. Blocked up front by Hexum, but deflected out. Point Hillcrest, 8-5. Rockets by 3. Substitutions. Elin Retzloff is in. Swedberg is in. Madison Miller is out along with Moline. And Brooke Swedberg serving for Hillcrest. Here's a serve by Brooke. Goes a back row to Lauren Hexum. And Haugen now across to the Hillcrest side. Here comes the block by the Rockets, deflected out and out of bounds off of the Comets, and the Rockets will get the point. So Underwood back up by 4, 9-5 on our Park Region scoreboard. Aubrey Borgos is in, and Sia Olson is out. And here's Hannah Hexum. Serve goes back to Elsa Retzloff, and Elsa got handcuffed on that one. And it goes to the floor. And another point for the Rockets, who are off to a very good start here to start this fourth set. They lead at 10-5, and here's Hannah Hexum. Very good serve, controlled by Walkup. Across it goes. Here's Elin Retzloff, sends it back to Lauren Hexum. Now set up, and now it's set up. It was set up nicely for Ella Knutson, but mistimed the kill attempt and goes into the net. And another point for Underwood as they lead at 11-5. And now Hannah Hexum serving for the Rockets. Goes back to Walkup. Here's Swedberg setting up Elin Retzloff. Deflected and deflected again. Diving for it and hitting it, but unable to do anything to get it up in the air as Lauren Hexum And that is a point for Hillcrest. And it's 11-6. Rockets are up by 5. Ella Knutson serving. Across it goes. Lauren Hexum controls it. Back over to Aubrey Borgos. Back row. Knutson digs it out. Swedberg. Elsa Retzloff to the middle. Olsen picks it up. Dirkman back row. Hillcrest side to Knutson. Swedberg across to Underwood. Borgos now. It's deflected. Touched by Stender. Goes out. Point Underwood. Borgos with the kill. And it's 12-6. Underwood leading this fourth set on our Park Region scoreboard. Aubrey Hexum is in. Emma Dirkman comes out. And here's lefty Aubrey Hexum with the serve to walk up on the Hillcrest side. Swedberg. Elsa Retzloff taps it over. It's picked up by Hoekstra. Now Lauren Hexum, and her attack is deep and out. And point for the Comets, 12-7. Well, Hillcrest is going to have to come back in this one. It's been Underwood who's been coming back in the other sets, but coming back just shy. The Comets facing a 6-point deficit in this one. They're going to have to come back in this one. Now a good kill there by Lauren Hexum, deflected by the Comets at the net, but went down to the floor, and it's 13-7. Rockets by 6. More substitutions. Hoekstra and Haugen are out. Kane is in to serve here for Underwood. And it goes back to Knutson. Over to Elin Retzloff. Comets just trying to keep it in play. Elsa Retzloff does get it over. Here's Kane on the set. Coming Borgos on the attack. There's the block. It curls over the net, but it was going to be a lift on the Rockets, and it'll be a point for Hillcrest. 13-8. And here come the Comets with their normal rotations. Elin Retzloff, Brooke Swedberger out. Moline is in, and Madison Miller is in. And Moline serving for the Comets. Across it goes Borgos, digs it out. Now Lanu blocked at the net, and right back down. There's a block for Kenzie Miller, and a point for Hillcrest. Couple in a row now for the Comets. It's 13-9 on our Park Region scoreboard. And Stella Moline serving again for the Comets. Over goes Borgos. Now setting up Lauren Hexum across to Moline. Goes back to Knutson. Now up to Elsa Retzloff. Over to Underwood side. Borgos to Kane. Back to Borgos. Now Moline on for Hillcrest. Knutson. Now Elsa Retzloff. Deflected. Rockets control it. Kane tapped over, and nicely done there by Lanu. Got it in between Elsa Retzloff and Moline for the point. And Underwood back up by 5, 14-9. And to the service line is Sia Olsen for Underwood. And here's Olsen. Goes to the back row. It's Elsa Retzloff now. Setting up Miller. Good dig there by Aubrey Hexum. Here come the Rockets trying to recover. They do get it over. Nice job of scrambling there. Now Ella Knutson. That one's dug out by the Rockets. And here comes Hannah Hexum. Gets it across Elsa Retzloff to Moline. Now Knutson, and it's just deep on the attack by Ella Knutson. And now Underwood gets their lead back up to 6 at 15-9. And Olsen back on the serve for Underwood. You see Olsen lobs it right over. Comes to Miller, now Moline. Comets scrambling again here. Ball deflected, and it almost curls over the net, but stays on the Underwood side, and to the floor it goes. Point Hillcrest. 15-10 now. And Elsa Retzloff to serve for the Comets. And here's Elsa running up. And the serve to the back row. And here comes Lauren Hexum. And there's the kill from Hexum. She'd been along on a few before that, but found the spot. Moline tried to get under it and couldn't get under it enough. And it deflects off of Stella's hands and out. And it's 16-10 off the kill by Lauren Hexum. And Lauren is serving. Goes back row, Elsa Retzloff. And Moline. Here comes Ella Knutson. Blocked, and the kill for Knutson is good. I shouldn't say blocked, it was deflected. And came down on the Rocket side. 16-11, Underwood by 5. And Kenzie Miller serving for Hillcrest. And Kenzie across to the back row to Hannah Hexum. And here comes Dirkman, taps it over on the Comet side. Miller over to Ella Knutson. The back row goes to Lauren Hexum. Here's Hannah Hexum. That's blocked at the net. Good job there. That was Stender and Madison Miller, and it's a point for Hillcrest. 16-12 is the score. Underwood with the fourth set lead. Hillcrest leads at 2-1 in the match. And here's Kenzie Miller, back row to Olson. Kane, now Dirkman. Across it goes Retzloff to Moline. And here is Madison Miller back to the Underwood side. Set up, Hannah Hexum on the attack. That one is dug out nicely. Comets in scramble mode, but they should get it over. They do. Back to the Underwood side. Here's Kane, tapped over by Dirkman. Moline controls it. Now Stender, back over to Underwood. Here's Olson. And now Hannah Hexum just gets it back over. Kenzie Miller gets under it. Here comes Ella Knutson, deflected at the net. Good job, Hexum. Rockets with their third hit will get it over. Now Kenzie Miller back row. Moline back over to Stender. And Stender slams it right at Jada Kane, who couldn't come up with it. That was a strong finish by Avea Stender. And it's now 16-13 as Hillcrest has picked up 4 of the last 5 to cut the Underwood lead in half. 16-13, fourth set. Kenzie Miller with a serve. Olson. Now they come back across. Here's Hannah Hexum. Deflected, but the Comets control it. Ella Knutson gets it over. And now the Rockets come back to the Hillcrest side. Moline setting up. Stender and gets it over on the far side. Found the sweet spot on that far side, and now the Comets are coming back. And they've cut the lead to 2, and Carly Jensen's going to use a timeout. 16-14. Just how this match is going. Everything's been competitive, and we're having another great fourth set. We'll take a Lake Region Healthcare timeout. 16-14. Underwood leads the fourth set. It's 2-1 Hillcrest overall. Back with more Little 8 volleyball in just a moment.
Shout loud. Cheer strong. Jump for joy. Keeping our community healthy and spirited is the top priority. Lake Region Healthcare.
All right, we're back here. Another good fourth set. Another good set. It's the fourth, 16-14. Underwood leads in this fourth set. Hillcrest leading 2-1 overall. Underwood won the first set 25-19, and then Hillcrest won a few barn burners, 26-24, 25-23, where the Rockets almost came back from 8 points in both of those. The Comets trying to come back from a 6-point deficit in this one, and they get another point as the Rockets unable to control Kenzie Miller's serve. And that 6-point lead for Underwood is down to 1, 16-15. And Kenzie Miller serving for the Comets. Here comes the serve, and that one is wide. And that'll be a point for Underwood, 17-15. Back up by 2. Substitutions, Haugen and Hoekstra are in. Lanou and Kane are out. Kenzie Miller out for Hillcrest. There's a serve across to the Comets. Set up Knutson, and there's the kill for Ella Knutson. Really nice job. Moline put it up on a silver platter for Ella. The timing was excellent, and it's a point for Hillcrest. And it's a 1-point Rocket lead, 17-16. Moline and Madison Miller are out. Elin Retzloff is in, along with Brooke Swedberg. Every time Brooke comes in, she's going to be serving in the Comets rotation. As the Comets try to tie it up here. Served by Swedberg. Here's Hoekstra on the Underwood side. Haugen gets it back to Hillcrest. That's Elsa Retzloff. Now Swedberg setting up Knutson. Good dig there by Lauren Hexum. Dirkman gets it across. There's a nice one by Dirkman. Just kind of swung it across, but gave it a little extra. And right to a perfect spot where the Comets couldn't get to it. And it's 18-16. That nice play by Dirkman. The Rockets lead this fourth set. They trail Hillcrest 2-1 overall. And it's Hannah Hexum serving for Underwood, the junior outside hitter. Now the Comets scrambling to receive the serve. They do get it back over to the Rocket side. Set up Dirkman. Over it goes. There's walk up. Swedberg sends it back to the back row. And here come the Rockets, tapping it over. Walk up with it for Hillcrest. Now Swedberg setting up Stender, and her attack is long. And it'll be a point for Underwood at 19-16. So the Rockets had their lead cut to 1 and trying to flip over that momentum that Hillcrest had in that comeback. And here is Hannah Hexum on the serve. And that serve is out. Kind of hooked it over to the far side, had some spin on it, and was out, and Hillcrest will get the point. 19-17, and Ella Knutson serving for the Comets. Here comes Ella, serves over. Lauren Hexum gets under it. Aubrey Borgos has to get it over. Deflected by Swedberg, now Knutson. Now Elsa Retzloff will send it to the back row for the Rockets. Here's Hoekstra setting up Borgos. Her attack is well long and out, and a point for the Comets. And it's 19-18. These competitive close matches continue in this one. And now Ella Knutson serving for Hillcrest. The running serve is just a little bit short. You can see that from the beginning that it was running a little bit low. And gets the net, and the Rockets get the point, 20-18. As Aubrey Hexum back in to serve, Dirkman is out, and Hexum with the serve back to Chloe Walkup. Swedberg setting up Stender, puts it down. Good dig there by Hoekstra. Here's Borgos, taps it over, diving to save it. Comets scrambling, they do get it over. Good job there by Hillcrest. Now here comes Hexum on the attack. Dug out by Knutson to Elin Retzloff. Stender, but her attack is long, and that'll be a point for the Rockets. Good entertaining point there back and forth. And Stender tried to aggressively put it away, but went long. It's 21-18 Underwood. Knutson receives the serve. Now Retzloff curls over the net, and it's going to go off of the Rockets and into the second row of seats behind the Rocket bench, and a point for Hillcrest. And it's 21-19. Kenzie Miller is in. Avea Stender is out. Chloe Walkup serving for the Comets. Goes back to the Rockets. Hoekstra. Hexum just gets it back to Ella Knutson. Swedberg, Miller, and there's the kill. Set up nicely. When it's set up perfectly for Miller, it's hard to stop because she can just guide that right to the perfect spot with power. And she finishes it off, and it's a 1-point game, 1-point margin again, 21-20. Walk-up serve across. Here comes Borgos, taps it over, blocked. Olsen controls it for the Rockets. Hexum, that one is deflected and goes down, and it's a kill for Lauren Hexum, and a point for Underwood to make it 22-20. We're in the fourth set. Hillcrest leading overall 2-1. Rockets trying to move this one to a fifth set. Hillcrest trying to close it out, and the Rockets lead at 22-20 here in the fourth. Here's Kane with the serve, and that one catches the net and curls right over. The Comets had one earlier tonight, and the Rockets returned the favor at quite the time in this match, and it's 23-20, Rockets by 3. Now that one goes right into the net low, and it is a point for Hillcrest at 23-21. Substitutions coming. Here's Stella Moline and Madison Miller in. Swedberg and Elin Retzloff are out. And Stella Moline on to serve for the Comets. 23-21 in this fourth set. Underwood with the lead. There's the serve. Borgos under it to Kane. Across it goes Hexum, and her attempt is just wide on the far side. That was a close one, but just wide, and the point for Hillcrest, 23-22. Rockets lead by 1 in the fourth. Hillcrest leading 2-1 overall, and Moline on the serve. Back row it goes. Here is Kane setting up Borgos, taps it over. Elsa Retzloff gets it back over. Now the Rockets working. Lanoux, over it goes to Moline. Knutson, now Elsa Retzloff with the attack and the kill. Digging under it and getting a piece of it was the Rockets. But the Comets tie it up at 23 here in this fourth set. Hillcrest leading 2-1 overall, trying to close it out. Rockets trying to keep this one going. Moline on the serve. Here's Kane. Now Hexum gets it back over. Moline. Madison Miller. Now Elsa Retzloff bumps it across. Kane over to Borgos on the kill attempt. Deflected, goes down, and it's a point for Underwood. And the Rockets are 1 point away from forcing a fifth set here. It's 24-23, as this one has been dramatic in every way, shape, and form. And now a quick whistle here. Now we got something on the floor. It'll be Sia Olsen wiping up some sweat on the floor. Sia Olsen will be serving for the Rockets to try to close this set out, 24-23. Underwood with the lead. Hillcrest leading 2-1 overall in the match. Here's Sia Olsen on the serve. Across it goes. Knutson controls. Here's Moline setting up Elsa Retzlaff on the kill attempt. Deflected briefly. Now the Rockets control. Here's Lauren Hexum. Her attack is long, and it is a point for Hillcrest. I thought for a moment there might have been a deflection. It was long, and we're all tied up at 24. Man, 3 sets in a row going to the wire. Here's Elsa Retzlaff across on the serve. Rockets control. Now Hexum just going to have to get it over. It goes. Now it's deflected. Comets are going to have to scramble, walk up, and Knutson gets it back to the Underwood side. Here's Kane. Across it goes. Now it looks like the Rockets are in the net across the line. And now Hillcrest is 1 point away from closing this match out as they lead at 25-24. And here's Elsa Retzlaff on the serve. Across it goes. Here is Kane trying to set up Hexum. It's off, deflected off the net and down, and a point for Underwood as we continue on, 25-25. Great action here tonight, back and forth. And a great point there by the Rockets. Here's Hexum on the serve, 25-25 fourth set. Here's the attack. Knutson dives under. Rockets tried to keep it alive. Can they do it? They can't. Scrambling. Really a good dig underneath there. I think it was Hexum to keep it alive. But Hillcrest back up 26-25 and 1 point away again from getting their second win to start the season. Here is Miller on the serve. It's low, dug out. Rockets are just going to have to get it over. They do to Elsa Retzlaff. Moline on the attack. Knutson, it's down. Point Hillcrest, and the Comets close it out in a very entertaining match tonight. 3-1 is the score, but the Comets, their 3 sets that they won were all by 2 points apiece. What a great match tonight, and I think both teams can take a lot of positives out of it. But Hillcrest finishes it off 3-1. Underwood won the first set 25-19. Then the Comets won the second set 26-24. They won the third 25-23 and the fourth 27-25. And how even was this matchup? Well, both teams on the evening scored 97 points. Yeah, 3 2-point set victories for Hillcrest and 1 6-point victory for the Underwood Rockets. So a great match tonight. Rockets fight valiantly, but they fall to 0-3 on the year. Hillcrest improves to 2-0 as the Comets win at 3-1 on our Park Region Service Beyond the Connection scoreboard. So we'll take a break. We'll come back with our post-game show and recap the match and name our quality player of the game, sponsored by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. Also, Running Stitches, the local choice for embroidery and screen printing in Fergus Falls. That's Running Stitches Embroidery, one of our sponsors. Also, Minnesota Motor, a sponsor tonight. They're located on South Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls. So we'll take a break. Great match tonight. Hillcrest wins 3-1 in a close one. Highly competitive match over Underwood. We'll be back with more after this break.
What's your number?
I drove 113 miles.
And I drove 124 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lake Region Healthcare is proud to be trusted and recommended by parents and coaches, athletes, and families. Keeping healthcare close to home for local athletes and all their fans. Find us online at lrhc.org.
We asked customers, why do you choose Minnesota Motor Company? And they said their customer care goes beyond the sale.
We understand that you trust us to get you into a safe and reliable vehicle. And we also understand that our responsibility doesn't end after the sale.
We know things happen. Transmission issues, flat tires, lights coming up on the dash. We'll make sure that you're taken care of and back on the road and back to creating memories.
Thank you for choosing Minnesota Motor Company.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls and Grand Forks is your shopping stop for America's 3 favorite truck brands, Ford, Ram, and GMC. Whether you're towing, hauling, or just enjoying the open road, we have a truck for you. Half, 3/4, and 1 ton, there's a truck for every job. Stop and visit or shop any of our stores at NelsonAutoCenter.com. Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls and Grand Forks.
And welcome back here at yeah, perfect. Thank you. Yep. Back here at Hillcrest, and just a great matchup here tonight. 3-1 Hillcrest defeats Underwood with the last 3 sets. The Comets winning by a close margin. Thanks, Emily Christensen just came up and brought us some stats here to look over on the Hillcrest side. Anyway, we'll see if we can track down any Underwood stats here as well too. But what a match here tonight, and it started off with Underwood really coming out after the Rockets, and what we had heard that they really battled Battle Lake and came back a few times, fell short in all the sets, falling 3-0, but all competitive matches. Well, the Rockets came out and on the Comet home court and really played well and won that first set 25-19. Hillcrest came back in the second set, and there's where the theatrics came on the last 3 sets. Very entertaining action. And the Comets looked like they were going to close it out pretty easily. They led 23-15 in the second set, and then the Rockets were able to score 9 of the next 10 points to tie it up at 24 apiece before Hillcrest was able to get those last 2 points to win it 26-24. Similar scenario in the third set. Hillcrest opened up a 21-13 lead, and here come the Rockets again and cut it all the way back and tied it at 23, and Hillcrest got the points they needed to win it 25-23. So the Comets, after a great comeback by the Rockets and those able to get the big points at the end when they needed. In the fourth set, it was the Rockets who got out to a lead. Looked like they were somewhat in control, but as always in volleyball, momentum's an amazing thing. It was 15-9. Underwood had a 6-point lead, but this time it was the Comets that came battling back and able to finish it up 27-25. Both teams had points that would have closed it out initially, and then eventually, and I think it was the Rockets were up 25-24 before Hillcrest got the last 3 to win at 27-25. They win 3-1 overall, and come up with a win. Hillcrest is now 2-0 on the season. Underwood falls to 0-3, but Carly Jensen's got to feel good about the way her team battled here tonight in this one. Well, we're going to take one more final timeout. When we return, we'll name our Quality Player of the Game, sponsored by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. All I have is Hillcrest stats right now. We might try track down the Underwood stats if we can, hoping to find those, but we'll see. Either way, we'll come back and name our Quality Player of the Game after this final timeout. You're listening to Little Lake Conference Volleyball right here on KJ Country.
What's your number?
I drove 60 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota. I drove 45 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Looks like we're still on here.
I drove 60 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota. I drove 45 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lake Region Healthcare is proud to be trusted and recommended by parents and coaches, athletes, and families. Keeping healthcare close to home for local athletes and all their fans. Find us online at lrhc.org.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls and Grand Forks is your shopping stop for America's 3 favorite truck brands, Ford, Ram, and GMC. Whether you're towing, hauling, or just enjoying the open road, we have a truck for you. Half, 3/4, and 1 ton. There's a truck for every job. Stop and visit or shop any of our stores at NelsonAutoCenter.com. Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls and Grand Forks.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Where to eat, the ultimate culinary adventure, from signature dishes to chef recommendations.
As your food review professionals, you can find us at KBRFradio.com, the Fergus Now app, and on YouTube.
Tune in every first Friday of the month for new episodes.
Check us out, and we'll show you where to eat.
Midwest Printing in Fergus Falls is proud to support our local high school sports teams. From big business projects or even just a few flyers, they've got you covered with quality printing and personal service. Call Midwest Printing in Fergus Falls.
We asked customers, why do you choose Minnesota Motor Company? And they said, Minnesota Motor Company builds lasting relationships.
Sales are just a part of what we do here at Minnesota Motor Company. Our main focus is building relationships and creating genuine connections with customers.
We often hear from customers that they come to Minnesota Motor Company for the experience and because of the relationships that they form. That means a lot to us, and that's why we do what we do.
Thank you for choosing Minnesota Motor Company.
Welcome back here to Hillcrest in our post-game show. Great match here tonight in high school volleyball. Hillcrest wins at 3-1, but the 3 sets that the Comets won, they were down to the wire, close. And like we said, I think both teams have a lot of things they can build off of in this one. And we able to track down stats for Hillcrest. We don't have any for Underwood, so that's why we won't have any individual stats. I'd encourage you to check into CraigOlsonSports.com tonight or in the morning and have the update of some of those stats. Some of the stats leaders on the Hillcrest side. It was on the set assists. Stella Moline had 28 set assists. Brooke Swedberg had 12. Kills, it was Ella Knutson with 13. And Elsa Retzloff with 13. Kenzie Miller had 9 aces. It was 2 for Kenzie Miller, 2 for Elsa Retzloff, 1 ace apiece for Chloe Walkup, Stella Moline, and Ella Knutson. And on the digs, it was 23 for Ella Knutson, 20 for Chloe Walkup, 15 for Elsa Retzloff, and 14 for Stella Moline. So those are some of the stat leaders there on the Hillcrest side. Well, it's time to name our quality player of the game, sponsored by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. Lake Country Graphics is your apparel source for personalized printed or embroidered clothing and accessories. Go to yourapparelsource.com/Lake Country Graphics. Lake Country Graphics in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027. That's 998-4027. Our quality player of the game tonight is going to be sophomore Elsa Retzloff. Elsa, 5'9" sophomore outside hitter. She had a great match tonight. She led the Comets in kills along with Ella Knutson with 13. Elsa also had a pair of aces. She had 15 digs and a pair of blocks, and Elsa seemed to make a lot of plays too that seemed like the point was in trouble for Hillcrest. Came up with a big moment or the big attack at the right time, and just a great game for Elsa Retzloff tonight. leading Hillcrest with those 13 kills. Elsa Retzloff is tonight's Quality Player of the Game, sponsored by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. So with that, before we sign off, a reminder, tomorrow night we have 2 high school football games on our Layton broadcasting stations. I'll be in Rossay to cover the Hillcrest football team, and that'll be right here on KJ Country, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. It's Hillcrest at Rossay and Little 8 conference football. And then Mark Johnson will be in Detroit Lakes, where the Fergus Falls Otters are at Detroit Lakes, and that's over on channel 977 FM, where the Otters at Detroit Lakes. And that one also be at M-State on Saturday. We'll have the Spartan football opener. M-State hosts Minnesota West. That'll be a 1:30 kickoff over on channel 977. Coming up next for Underwood, they will be on the road at Clinton Gracefield Beardsley on Tuesday, and then they'll be Ashby a week from today on Thursday. We'll have coverage of that Underwood at Ashby matchup. Hillcrest, they have an invitational on Saturday in Pelican Rapids, and then on Tuesday they will host Battle Lake. We will have coverage of that one. That'll be over on Real Rock Z103. But great match here tonight, and like I said, Hillcrest wins at 3-1, 2-point victories in all 3 sets. Carly Jensen's got to be happy with how her team battled when they trailed in those second and third sets. Just like Debbie Foss got to be happy with the way their team hung in there when those comebacks occurred and were able to step up and get those points. The Comets also came back from a 6-point deficit in the 4th set to win at 27-25. Just a great night of volleyball here tonight at the Hillcrest Lutheran Activities Center. So with that, we are going to sign off here, and we thank you for tuning in. The Comets defeat Underwood 3-1. First set 25-19 Underwood, and then second set to Hillcrest 26-24. The third to Hillcrest 25-23, and the fourth and final to Hillcrest 27-25. And for Dave Bishop on the engineering here on our live stream, this is Jason Retzloff signing off from Hillcrest Lutheran Academy in Fergus Falls. We thank you for listening and watching to Little 8 Conference Volleyball here on the Fergus Now app, on the KBRF Radio YouTube station, and on KJ Country. Good night, everyone.
Thank you for joining us for a special KBRF Radio Sports video presentation. Today's game has been proudly brought to you by Quality Toyota and your Quality Toyota Player of the Game, Nelson Auto Center and your Nelson starting lineups, Park Region Telephone and your Park Region scoreboard, Lake Region Healthcare and your Lake Region Healthcare timeout, the Minnesota Motor Company and your Minnesota Motor Company halftime show, Midwest Printing, Running Stitches, and FM Bank. Thank you for joining us for our KBRF Radio Sports video presentation. You can find this game and others by going to KBRFradio.com and clicking on sports streaming,